Hello friends! Happy Friday to you! Today we have an Art About the Book field trip, so I hope you're ready for a story and a craft. The book we're going to be reading is called Steam Train, Dream Train. Let's get started!
Steam Train, Dream Train. Through the darkness, clickety-clack, coming closer down the track. Hold your breath so you can hear huffing, chuffing, drawing near. A whistle blares out in the night, a mighty engine, wondrous sight. The smokestack puffs, the big wheels grind, the trusty tender's close behind. Cling, clang, the bells ring out on top. Hissing steam, brakes squeal, then stop. The driver signals to the crew. Each worker knows just what to do. Quick, before it gets too late, start loading up all the freight. Everything will soon be stowed, a train car matched to every load. The crew slides back the boxcar doors and tumbles in to start their chores. They whirl, twirl, cartwheel, jump, but cargo's stowed without a bump. Things that rock and roll and spin are all juggled safely in. The freight is loaded as they play. They work and bounce the night away. Building blocks erector sets, bikes and kites and model jets. The boxcars made to safely haul almost anything at all. The hopper's top is open wide, so cargo can be poured inside. The crew hops to it, one and all. They get to work and have a ball. With a bounce, a pounce, a leap, 3 boys jump in and fall asleep. Tankers lined up in a row are getting filled with paints to go. Purple, yellow, green, and blue, a color convoy coming through. The reefer car is snug and cold. Its chilly box can safely hold frozen treats for every stop, like a rolling ice cream shop. The train cars pack till the crew sits back and chills out with a midnight snack. Ten hard workers lend a hand to fill the gondolas with sand. Sand for castles, moats, and more. Sand for tunnels. Sand galore. Stacked up on the auto rack, 6 race cars for a private track. Rainbow colors, flames, and stripes, shiny engines, chromy pipes. The auto rack will gently keep these fast, fast cars all fast asleep. The well cars carry giant beasts, munching on enormous feasts. Brachiosaurus likes the view, while T-Rex gets a bone to chew. The flatbed cars are rolling beds. The weary crew can rest their heads and settle in and tuck in tight. Their work is finished for tonight. The red caboose is last in line. From the lookout, all looks fine. The freight and crew are tucked away. The next stop is another day. A hiss, a jolt, a shift and sway. Now the journey's underway. The train's departing car by car. The headlight fades into the stars, puffing, chuffing out of sight. Steam train, dream chain. Shh. Good night.
Now, let's make our own train. First, we're going to talk about our supplies. You'll need half a sheet of cardstock, a stapler, tape, glue, string or yarn. I have buttons. We're going to be using these for the wheels. if you don't have buttons, you could use some cardboard or paper, felt, cut into circles, whatever you've got. This is a cut up piece of an egg carton, markers, and scissors. First, we're going to take our cardstock and we're going to fold it into a tube. Just like this. And this is where we're going to need our stapler. So we're going to staple the tube together. If you don't want to use a stapler, you could also tape it. I'm actually going to take a piece of tape and put it in the middle because mine's coming apart. See how it's coming off right here? I'm just going to tape that down. So that's going to be the front of our train. Since I have yellow cardstock, I'm just going to leave it the way it is. If you're using white paper, you could color it, probably before you tape it though. Next, I'm going to take my pieces of my egg carton, and I cut them different sizes. You can do whatever size you want. These are our train cars. So I'm going to use my markers to decorate them. So I've finished coloring my train cars. They're ready now. I'm just going to put them right there. And I'm going to pick out some of my buttons for the wheels. This is where I'm going to need my glue, because I'm going to glue my wheels onto my train car. Alright, so everything has wheels, and I've given the glue a few minutes to dry. It's still a little bit wet, so I'm going to be careful with them. I'm sorry if a wheel falls off. But the next step is I'm going to take my train cars, and I'm going to use the string to attach them to each other. I'm going to start with this piece here, and my tape. I'm just going to put this piece of tape on the end of the string here. And I'm going to tape that to my car. And I'm going to take another piece of string and do the same thing. I'm going to put tape on the end of it. I'm going to tape it to the other side of my car. Just like that. I'm going to take my other train car here and yet another piece of tape. And I don't want them too far apart, so I'm going to put my piece of tape pretty close to my other one. Right there. And just like I did before, I'm going to tape it right onto the car. And since I have all this extra here, I'm just going to use my scissors to trim that off. So now I have my cars together. I'm going to take my engine and I'm going to tape this inside my engine. Just like before. I'm going to put this tape right here. And I'm going to tape it right inside. And once again, I have some extra. I'm just going to trim that off. Don't need that. And there's my train. But what good is a train without any passengers? So for my train, I've got some friends to ride it. I've got an elephant. It's going to go right in this car here. And some aliens. So there's my train taking a journey. Have fun making your train, and I'll see you next week.